What's up guys, this is David here from Crypto Consciousness YouTube channel. Today it's a video just for those who are beginners and want to get involved with crypto. Cryptocurrency being one of the greatest markets and opportunities for all to entertain themselves with their investment. It's an opportunity that we haven't seen in our lifetimes before, that tremendous amounts of value can be gained by investing into really good projects. Looking at the screen here, this is an example of Ethereum. You know, back in 2016 when it launched at 26 cents to 10 cents thereabouts on this chart, and it just skyrocketed. Over the year or two it went up to about $10, and over the next few years it went up to 2,000, and currently today in the US market it's worth just under $3,500. Where else can you get that kind of returns? There's not many markets that you can. Obviously traditional markets where you're putting in shares, then those who are more riskier or at least are more skilled in the risk levels of Forex, which is currency trading, and that's trading $1 to the next US dollar to the Aussie JPY, which is the Japanese yen to the US or the New Zealand. So there's all these different currencies and you can trade them off, but they're very expensive and they're really high risk, and a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. So today I'm going to go through a beginner's guide how to get invested in Australia here into cryptocurrencies. You don't have to be a trader, and you don't have to know too much about trading. You just need to know what project you want to buy in and when you want to sell it. And I'll show you the basic steps. I'll keep it really simple. So I want to give you a quick insight. Just keep in mind everything you do that I'm sharing with you is what I did to get involved, and it's also something you can do and share with your friends to get involved. What decisions you make are totally up to you. You've got to do your own research. You've got to make your own choices. You are 100% responsible for your own choices. I'm not here for that. I'm just here sharing the steps. So if you want to get involved, cool, watch it. This video is for you. Do me a favor, like the video and subscribe. If you haven't got a YouTube premium account, you really should consider getting it. It's about 23 bucks a month thereabouts. And you can watch videos without ads popping up. You can like and subscribe, and it's got a whole list where you can go back to as your records. You can save folders of things that you like. So if you like certain crypto channels, if you like horse riding, if you like surfing, whatever it is, you can create your own folders. So it's a really good thing. I highly recommend getting a YouTube account. Also, which is then you can personalize it. Now, also one thing I want to mention with cryptocurrencies, it's exciting. There's a lot of money that can be made if you're in the right projects or in the right coins or tokens. That word is all, you can use those all interchangeably. One thing about it, you've got to be aware that there are risks obviously with any investing, and so things can go up and they can go down. For example, this one here at the moment, it's a gaming token, it's going right down. $4.50 down to $1.40. You know, that's a significant percent that you're down. That's nearly 75% roughly. And then on another token, you're looking at a massive 20 cents up to $1.80, $1.30 at the moment. So you've got massive increases. So it's not, don't expect to get these increases, but when they happen, it's good. And obviously you want to take some profit off the table. So if you're putting down a certain amount of money, you want to make sure you've got a return, or at least preserving that initial capital and playing with the remainder. One thing here though, you can see just in this chart here, this is a chart of, actually we'll go to Ethereum because Ethereum is well known. Number 2 highest market cap in the space. So look, Ethereum went up, and then anyone that bought in around the top there at $1,400 at that point was the top, and then it saw it come back down to $100. You would be devastated, but if you were patient and you knew what the technology was going to develop and you had faith and you believed in it, and you watched it increase again, then you watched it fall back down. Just according to this price action, I'm just showing you the little story. Price action tells a story, and so in my videos I try to give you guys a quick story to understand what you're investing in, what decisions you can make. But here you can see it then if you were patient enough to hold it till 2020. See, I got in 2018. I bought in around here, around the $400 mark, and I watched it just plummet. I saw it increase again and then plummet again. But what was great is when I saw it last crash in 2020, in March, I knew it was a bargain and I bought it up when it was at the bottom. Since then, you know, we've had massive multiples, and you know, you just have to do the maths from $115 to $3,500. There's a lot of percentage returns on that, thousands. So, you know, it's one of those things, if you've got patience and you've got the long game in mind, and you really believe this technology, which is the forefront of so many things technology-wise, that we are continually going to increase and appreciate in value, because it is bringing value to the world and solving real world problems. So how do you get involved? Let's get started. So we've talked about some of the risks and the rewards. First things first, you want to do everything, navigate everything through a encrypted email address. You don't want to use your Hotmails and your Gmails and all that, because we know they're quite easily hacked and they're centralized servers. This one here is a server that encrypts all information. So even if someone did hack your email, they can't read it. It's just gibberish. So what you do is you go to protonmail.com, you go to the free account. So you at the top right there, sign up. You click sign up, it'll take you to a free account or a plus account and another visionary and professional. You can pay for those and get more options, but we really only need this free account for this communication level that we're going to have. Every detail that you sign up for exchanges, for newsletters, anything to do with crypto, you should centralize it to one email address. So Proton Mail it would be, you would select that plan, you would then choose what username you want, because then it's going to end in @protonmail.com. And if it's available, you'll be able to get it, set up your password. So create your account. You could choose, whatever you want, Crypto Jack Smith. And if it's available, you set up a password. If it's available, when you hit a create account, it'll enable you to do it. Once you've got that, then you go to coinspot.com.au, or even easier will be to go to this link here, coinspot.com.au/join/3240R0. This is my referral code, so you get a bonus if you sign up today or any day under this referral link. You will get that bonus Bitcoin in there to start off your account. Obviously, once your account's set up and you've deposited funds, that's when you'll get your bonus. So that's the referral number there. It'll be down the bottom as well, so you can just copy and paste that one. Here in the coinspot.com.au, your top right, you've got login or register. Once you've set up, then you hit login. But for now, when you hit register, it'll take you through a series of questions. It'll ask you for that email address that you just signed up with Proton Mail, ask you to set up a password, a referral link, which is the one I just showed you, and you'll click I'm not a robot, hit create account. Then it will ask you to take you through some basic questions, which will be so who are you, what your address is, and details, which they have to follow. There's a process called KYC. KYC is just verifying a photo of your license front and back, and then a photo of you in real life holding up a little sign that they'll tell you what to write when you do the process. You'll write your name, your signature, the date, and Coinspot code, which they'll give you. Once you do that, you create your account. Most likely they'll give you a call within 24 hours and verify that you're wanting to set this up and it's officially you. Nobody's asked you to do it, but it's out of your choice. Once you verify that, you're good to go. Then you go to your account and let's go deposit funds. This is the part where a lot of people aren't sure, so I want to make it really clear. All I use is the poly payment option. Why? Because it's instant. Just here you can see deposit time is instant and it doesn't cost you anything, so that's free. Your daily deposit limit is $20,000 per day. That will start off at about $2,000 until you verify your account. So make sure you do that before you really do anything else. There is Pay ID, which will be, it's free and it's instant, minimum deposit $1. So that's new actually, that hasn't been around for a while. So you could use that as well. And there's BPay, which will take you a few days, up to 2 business days, and it'll be almost a 1% deposit fee. You want to save that for your brokerage costs. So anyway, once you've deposited money, in this demo account, I got $30.78. I'm going to keep this really simple. So first you want to go to buy and sell. That is your cryptocurrencies on this exchange, which is Australia's best exchange. It's reliable. It's had no security issues in the 3 years that I've been with them. It's easy to use, beautiful layout, very simple. At the top here, you've got the best movers in percentage. So today, audio's moved 29%, alpha's moved 60%. So you can see the big movers, but don't get distracted by that. What you want to know is start to get familiar with this list here. This list here is the cryptocurrencies, starting with Bitcoin, which was the original, we'll call that the king of cryptos. That is now worth $1.2 trillion. That's under the market capital. That's what market cap means, what its value is. And that's easy to calculate. You get a number of Bitcoins available, multiplied by its current price, and you should get 1.2 trillion. We haven't got that here at the moment, that market quantity, so we won't worry about it. But just have a look here. You want to familiarize yourself with two things, the buy price and the sell price. What this does, this gives you a discrepancy, which is let's say in this case is $500, and what that $500 does, it goes to miners to pay for their work, it goes for exchanges, it does a whole bunch of little things in between. On other tokens, it's a little bit more noticeable as well. You've got Cardano here at $3.39 with a spread of $3.31 to sell. So if you buy it right now, that's your price. If you sell, it'll be $3.31. So there's a sense of, say, 7 cents difference, up to 8 cents roughly in that transaction. So if you were to buy $1,000 worth, automatically and you sold it straight away, you'd lose a few cents on each token that you bought. So anyway, so you've got here Bitcoin, largest market cap, Ethereum, number 2, Cardano, Binance, BNB, XRP, Solana, Polkadot, Dogecoin, and the USD coin. So they're the top 10 there. And you can see over here on the right, there's a blue button that says buy BTC. They're all acronyms, by the way. So you're all, some don't, so some like Polkadot its acronym is DOT. It doesn't always make sense to some people, like Terra over here. Terra just there is Luna, all right? So make sure you check your little acronym for which token you want to invest in. Make sure, because some of them can cross over a little bit. So all we do, if we want to buy something, so let's go here to Cardano, buy ADA. I just click on that. I funded my account. You can see the value there that there is there. I can say, okay, how much do I want to buy of Cardano? Let's say I put $10 worth. If I put 10 Aussie dollars, it's going to give me 2.94 Cardanos, right? You can change that. If you want to buy whole numbers of Cardano, you would hit change to Cardano, ADA, and I would write, let me get 10 Cardanos, which would cost me $33.93. Hopefully that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward. Don't get too confused about it. You can hit buy max, and that'll tell you how much is available on their exchange. You could hit buy all, so all that $30.78 in value. Let's say you just want to buy it, you know, all your money, boom, just straight in. You might put in $100 this week, or $1,000 this week, or $10,000, and then you might just want to buy one token with that money. So you'd hit buy all, which will give you the total of what you've got in your account funds. Then you just hit buy, and then it will be sitting in your wallet. Under your wallet, every account has wallets for every single cryptocurrency. It'll show you which crypto it is, how many tokens you own, and then the value of it. So yeah, you'll see that once you get your wallet, and then from there you can transfer from one wallet to another if you're changing exchanges or storing it into cold storage. That's a little bit more advanced for some people. If you're new and you're not very experienced in trading, just stick to Coinspot, don't go anywhere else. I personally don't recommend anyone going anywhere else, because come tax time, it's easier to keep it on one exchange. You start playing with different exchanges, it gets very messy, a lot more work involved, and you don't want to have to cross that bridge if you don't have much time. So this is more for those who want to invest, who don't have much time, don't know much about it, but they know that the market's growing. So the best thing you want to do is figure out what projects, and that's where you want to look at YouTube channels such as My One Crypto Consciousness, or other channels that are showing good projects, give you their insight and their reasons they're investing, and you can make the choice whether you want to invest into it. You know, for example, one thing you don't want to do is be buying projects that have spiked up really rapidly recently, like Phantom here. I'm waiting for a pullback, maybe to $1.30, to come back and then buy in again and hopefully continue its direction upwards. It's ascension to the moon, we call it. One thing I want to mention at this point here is have a third layer of protection. So you've got your email and your password, which will give you a login, and then, sorry, a second layer of protection. Then it's a Google Authenticator app, which spits out a code every 30 seconds. You register that through a QR code, and that you just download this app at Google Authenticator. You can do it at Play Store or the Apple Store. And let's have a look what the image is. I'll get an image up here. So what it looks like is like this here. So you'll see it's got a few numbers. That'll time. It's got a timer there. Once that timer's up, it'll set up a new 6-digit number. So it'll ask you to enter that. No one can enter it without that 6-digit number. So it's just another layer of support in case someone does get your password. You'll be asked to scan it with your phone, and then from there it'll show up it'll actually register your Coinspot to that QR code, Google Authenticator. So definitely worth getting that. Now, a little tips how to get involved. Let's just do a quick idea, basic crypto consciousness basic capital allocation to invest. So how much you want to put in per project. And when I say project, it could be a coin like Bitcoin, it could be a token. There are discrepancies, but I just like to use the word project or coin, and that generally refers to a project that, you know, that there's actually a real world solution happening, solving a problem. There's new technology behind it. Hopefully it's original, and it's also going to give better value once it develops. So, you know, first of all, we want to work out how much money you've got exposed, or you want to expose to the crypto market. And that's usually, you know, it could be $1,000, $10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, up to you. Whatever money you've got, could be just $100. You know, some people only have $50 in 2 tokens, and that's their experience, and that's fine. Hopefully they can multiply that, and over time build up the confidence and the risk level, but also then build up the capital. So the more money you invest into something, the more exposure you have. So, you know, if you had $1,000 and it went up 200%, you've now got $2,000. But if you only had $10 and that went up 200%, you've now got $20. So, you know, the more you expose, the more return you have. But the same is true in the opposite direction. So there's obviously more risk as well. But without risk, there is no reward. So keep that in mind, and only invest what you're prepared to lose. So don't put all your money into it. Put what if you did lose it, or a percentage of it, you know, can you still sleep at night? That's really the decision you've got to make, and start small. You know, some people are experienced or have a lot of money and they can put a lot more money forward. But unfortunately, if you don't have that, don't risk it. So start small, get experience, and build up your capital. Now, invest 10%. This is a basic strategy I've come up with. I've got plenty of strategies, but this is something, you know, if you've got $1,000, you can break it up into 10. So allocate 10% to each project. So you can choose 10 tokens. So I've got an example here. And obviously here's a side note here. There's large caps, meaning large capital projects, are less volatile than small caps. So if you've got this new little project number 8,678 on the list, that's worth, you know, 0.001 of a cent, it could go up 100 times in a week, 100%, 100 multiples in a week. And instead, you know, with a big coin like Ethereum or Bitcoin, it might only move up, say 20% or 10% or 5%. And at least, you know, you're not going to lose that massive amount, as well as, you know, be exposed to ridiculous amounts of increase. So anyway, let's get on to an example of a portfolio. So once you've gone into your Coinspot, you've set it up, you've deposited funds, then you want to buy some projects. So in this case, this person, we'll call him Jack, has invested 10% of his money in HOT, H-O-T is the acronym, Holochain is the project. You know, he's got another token on Theta or T-Fuel. They're 2 different projects, but obviously the T-Fuel is the fuel on the gas token on the Theta network. Theta is obviously the mothership there. You've got Ethereum, you know, 10% on Ethereum, 10% on ADA, 10% on Solana, and so on and so on. So you get the drift. So if it was $1,000 that person had, so if we went $1,000, that means every project would have $100 allocated to it. So this is what you want to be looking, and if you add that up, you get $1,000. So that's an example. Decide what you want, choose the projects you want, and then let it sit. The longer you look for the long play, you know, like I said with Ethereum, it was an innovative project. It had a lot of potential. It had ups and downs, but overall it ascended. And if you only had put in $1,000 in there, it would have made you a multi-millionaire now. And so that's what can happen in cryptocurrencies. Sure, we don't know what the future holds, and there is no crystal ball. We can only do our best to weigh up our risks and strategies. Learn a strategy, and I don't recommend people getting to day trading. If anything, my personal experience is trading is risky and you can lose a lot of money pretty quickly, but investing is different because you're not watching it every single day. You purchase it and you let it sit like a blue chip stock and just monitor it over the months and the years to come. If you look at crypto, if you've just gotten in at some point and, you know, let's say you bought in up here at $284 and then it went up, you got excited, and then it crashed, you're down to $86. It wasn't the end, so you just sat with it, and now you're at 3,400. So if you'd sold out here because you were scared like everybody, You decided I'm going to just sell and freak out, and then you miss out on the capital growth. Well, you got to sit through the down times as well as the up times. So in this case, you would be much better off if you just sat through that downturn. I try to keep people updated, so if there's ever a crash, obviously I'm going to keep you updated on what I'm doing, and potentially you could follow along if you decide to. Otherwise, it's your decisions what you do with your money. Is there anything else I need to cover? So we've talked about the main features, getting up your account, and just putting in the security so you've got, so no one can just hack in your account. So get that bonus Bitcoin by signing up. And if you've got any questions, put it in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Share this around with your friends, family, grandparents, whoever wants to invest into crypto. And check out my channel as well, Crypto Consciousness, and get signed into the subscription. Do me a favor, like the videos, and I will all see you in the next videos to come. Take care and happy investing.